All right, guys, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm not from New Orleans, but if you try this gumbo recipe, you'll never know it. Meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. First things first, let's go ahead and prep our ingredients. We're getting the party started with the proteins. Today we have some andouille sausage, we've got shrimp, and we got some chicken thighs. The beautiful thing about gumbo is it's super customizable. You can use whatever proteins you like. You can go seafood and use crab, crawfish, shrimp. You can make a chicken and sausage version if you got a shellfish allergy. Or you can do like I'm doing today and do like a little bit of a combination. So I'm gonna go ahead and dice up my andouille sausage. Very common in Cajun and Creole recipes. It's smoky, got a little bit of spice to it. They also make chicken and beef and turkey versions for those of you guys that don't want to eat pork. That's available to you. So we're gonna go ahead and dice this up. Then we're gonna season our chicken and our shrimp and then get started on our veggies. Now, as far as the chicken and the shrimp go, we're gonna keep it super simple with some of my AP seasoning and some lemon bay. You could just use a little Cajun or Creole seasoning if you want, or keep it real simple with some salt and pepper. It's gonna be plenty of flavor in this gumbo, so don't go too crazy on your seasonings here on the meat. All right, guys, so the only real difficult part about making gumbo, other than dealing with the comments from the folks from Louisiana, is the roux. You don't want to mess the roux up. You want to be real patient with it. I'm going to show you the easiest method, in my opinion, to do this. There are some other foolproof methods like putting it in the oven, but it takes super long. I'm going to show you the best way to do it right now. You want to fire up your Dutch oven over medium heat, and then we're going to add 1 cup of high smoke point oil, something like avocado oil or vegetable oil. And then immediately we're going in with 1 cup of flour. So that's 1 cup of oil, 1 cup of flour. And we're going to whisk that together. And that's going to effectively start our roux. So we're doing this over medium heat. The higher your heat is, the faster your roux will cook, but that also kind of increases your risk of burning it. And we don't want to burn the roux. We're looking for a nice dark chocolate roux. We got to do that low and slow. So break out the whisk, and you just want to keep stirring this. You're going to get your forearm workout in today. We're going to stir this a good 20 minutes or so until it reaches the color that we're looking for. At which point we're going to add the next very important ingredient, which is the Cajun Trinity. That is comprised of our veggies, including celery, bell pepper, and onion. So once you have the flour and oil incorporated nicely, just want to keep stirring, making sure nothing sticks. There's going to be a few different color transitions. You can go from this blonde look that you have right here to like a caramel, peanut butter, milk chocolate. And then finally, if you want to take it as far as a dark chocolate roux, which is kind of, you know, on the authentic side when it comes to gumbo, that'll be the final color transition that you're looking for. You want to keep stirring this, guys. If you walk away from it, you have a high probability of burning it. You'll know that it's burnt when you start to smell a burnt popcorn smell, and you'll see like brown flakes or black flakes in your roux. So just keep stirring it. If you get to the point where you feel like it's moving a little too fast, you can turn the heat down a bit or turn the heat off. Just go as slow as you need to. So before you reach the peanut butter color, you get that coffee color that looks like it's got a little too much cream in it. That's where we're at right now, approaching peanut butter. Then we'll go to caramel, milk chocolate, and then finally dark chocolate. It starts to move a little bit faster once you get to this stage right here, guys. So now you definitely don't want to walk away from this. Just keep your spatula moving, making sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. You'll be in good shape. So we've officially reached the peanut butter stage. Gonna keep on working it. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit, speed things up just a bit. But I honestly think, guys, there's no real reason to rush this. Once you've gotten to this point, you might as well take it slow. Make sure you get the color that you're looking for. No need to burn your roux this far into the game. So now we're somewhere between caramel and milk chocolate. Probably another 3 to 5 minutes before we're right where we wanted to be. It'll lighten up a little bit once you add all the stock and stuff, so that's why you really want to take it pretty dark for a gumbo. Otherwise you'll get crucified in the comment section, so just keep that in mind. All right, so right now we're at milk chocolate. You could stop here if you want to, but if you're brave enough, we're going to take this a little bit further, and then we're going to add in our Cajun Trinity. You want to do that with the heat off, guys, because once those veggies hit this hot roux, it's going to bubble up pretty aggressively, and the last thing you want is this to hit your skin because it's going to burn you pretty bad. All right, so once you got the color that you want, we're going to go ahead, turn the heat off, and then carefully add in your Cajun Trinity. As you can see, it's a little aggressive. That's because all that water is releasing from the veggies. Then we're gonna add in our chicken broth, a little bit at a time, continuing to stir and mix. Beautiful color. 2 quarts of chicken broth in total. We're gonna bring that to a boil. Start to cook that roux out a little bit. It'll thicken up nicely. And then we'll start adding some seasoning. So the key here, guys, is you want it to come to a nice rapid boil. That way the roux incorporates. We're gonna add 1 heaping tablespoon of roasted garlic. You can use fresh garlic or whatever garlic you got. A good tablespoon of your favorite Cajun or Creole seasoning. 1 to 2 tablespoons of your favorite hot sauce. And then a little bit of worst word in the world sauce. I'm also going to add in about a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder. This is going to amplify the flavor quite a bit. You can use whatever you like if you don't want to use the chicken bouillon. Then last but not least, we're going in with 2 bay leaves. We'll let this simmer for a little bit while we prep our protein and get everything else into the gumbo. So far, so good though. Now it's time to get started on the proteins. In a separate skillet, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of avocado oil. Make sure it's coated nicely. Then we're gonna lay in our chicken thighs. We're gonna cook these all the way. Cut them up, and that's gonna go into the gumbo as well. Once the chicken's done, we're going in with the sausage, followed by the shrimp. The shrimp will be the last thing that we add to the gumbo. That way we don't overcook it too bad. So now we're entering the home stretch. We got our gumbo color right where we want it. We're about to add in our okra, optional ingredient, although gumbo is, like the word gumbo means okra, so I get it. If you don't like okra, it's slimy, blah, blah, blah. I like it. So we're going in with some frozen okra. It's gonna help thicken things up, and I just enjoy the flavor that it provides and the texture. And we're gonna add in our protein, all of that delicious chicken thigh that we just cooked up. We're gonna get that in there with any accumulated juices because no flavor left behind. Followed by that smoky andouille sausage. Give that a good stir. The last thing that we're gonna add in a little bit is the shrimp because we don't want that to overcook. We cooked it about 60–70% of the way. We'll add it during the last 10 minutes or so. And then we'll have our gumbo ready. We'll plate this up over some rice. Perfect comfort food meal. As far as the seasoning goes, I'm gonna keep it simple with my all-purpose. Covers all the bases. Get a little salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, things like that. It's low sodium, so we're gonna go a little heavy on that. And this was smoked paprika. We already added our Cajun seasoning. We got some filet powder you can add to thicken it up if you want to. Just taste as you go, adjust the flavor to your preference like always. All right, so to finish things off, I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of the filet powder. Give that a mix, and then we're gonna add in our shrimp. Give that about 10 minutes. We'll be ready to plate this up over some white rice. Let me know in the comments what you like to serve your gumbo with. Cornbread's not a bad idea either. And go those shrimp. And that, my friends, is a nice pot of gumbo. And this is the part where I say, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is find my spoon and dig in for the taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. Here we go, folks. Mm.